Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Messy Church Goes Cyber. This is our second session, so welcome to our April 2021 session. So my name's Vicky. I've got my name here as Vic because I'm on Facebook as Vic Messy Church. You're free to request me as a friend. And I've also got helping me today my husband Chris behind the camera.
Hello.
And my son Dylan, who's on the laptop today. And then remotely we've got Sally, and she's linked to us via the amazement of technology. So hello to Sally as well. So as you join us, can you put where you're from in the comments so we can get a good idea of just how many people are on and where you're all from. So we're joining you from a bit of a drizzly and dull Walsall this afternoon. So our theme today, we're going to continue with the theme of eggs. So I've got my egg earrings in. I've also, egg and bacon earrings. And I used to be scratch and sniff, but that's worn off now. But to go in with our egg theme, so I've got an egg here. So I'm gonna. Are you ready to catch it, Chris?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gone on the floor.
Well, there you go. For those of you who were there last time, it's our rubber egg again. So we didn't make any mess with that. Right. So who has received an Easter egg in the last week? Put it in the comments if you have, and what sort of egg you've had. Now, my favourite Easter egg, I really like Cadbury chocolate, so I like Whisper, or I like chocolate buttons because they melt on my tongue. What about you, Chris? What's your favourite Easter egg?
Well, I'm not sure I've really got a favourite, but I had a chocolate orange one this year that was very nice.
I've got a really good recipe for a chocolate orange cake with melted chocolate orange segments on the top. Dylan, what's your favourite egg?
I really like the dairy milk one that my parents got me because it's massive and it's got loads of chocolate.
So it's a good job. We've still got all of that packaging because we're going to be using a lot of that later on in our session. So we won't be wasting anything. So, I asked Sally in advance what her favourite Easter egg was, and she likes to see. So if anyone's liking to send any of us any chocolate, that'd be great.
We've got a few people commenting about their favourite Easter eggs.
Okay, what have we got coming in?
Julie says she's also a Cadbury's girl.
Oh yeah, well you can't go wrong, you see, when you live in this part of the country.
Jane likes Fair Trade Co-op honeycomb.
Oh well, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, good.
And Rachel says that she was good and got everyone except herself an egg.
Oh well, I suppose you can have different sorts of eggs. You can have your fried eggs as well, can't you? Or your boiled eggs, they're a bit healthier. Or I suppose you can have a vegan option if you don't eat eggs. So we're going to start off with, we're doing a bit of word mining. So if we use the words Easter eggs, can you use the letters in those words to see how many other words you can make from the words Easter eggs? And that should be appearing on the screen. So if you can type in the comments all the words you can make from the letters that appear in Easter eggs. Now, did anyone go on an Easter egg hunt last week? Well, we did, and we've got a video to show you about that egg hunt. Now, while this video is playing, can you continue to think of your words and put them in the comments? Because afterwards, we're going to see how many we've got. So let's watch a video about an Easter egg hunt. Right, Dill, today I thought we'd go on a bit of a treasure hunt. Are you up for it?
Of course.
Okay, here's the first clue.
Right, what does this say?
Yeah.
Jesus could have entered Jerusalem on a large horse, but he chose to enter the city on a donkey to show that he was humble and peaceful. Your first clue is hidden somewhere where you enter your house.
I think that's got to be the front door, hasn't it?
Let's go and have a look.
Let's go there. Ah, here it is. This one says,
The crowd were pleased to see Jesus, and they waved palm leaves to welcome him. Your next clue is by a tree or a plant with green leaves. I think we'll have to go out in the garden for that
Okay.
one. Let's go this way.
Okie dokie. What's that side, Dill?
On Maundy
Rip it off.
Oh, okay, rip it off.
Let's rip it off and let's have a little bit closer. Go on then, read it out.
On Maundy Thursday, Christians remember the meal that Jesus hosted for his friends, the disciples. When they arrived, he washed their feet to show them how he respected them as friends, and also to model the way that they should go out and serve others. Your next clue is somewhere where your feet go. Look by where you keep your shoes.
Oh, okay.
And oh look, there's a clue. Right. What is this one?
Pull it off then, Dill. Pull it
Okay.
off and let's have a look what it says.
At the meal, Jesus took the bread, gave thanks for it, then broke it, and said, "Take this and eat it. This is my body." Your next clue is where the bread is kept in a kitchen cupboard. Well, we're already in the kitchen.
Okay. Which cupboard are you going to go for?
I think maybe I'll check this one. I don't see anything in that cupboard. Oh, here's the clue on this cupboard. Oh, okay. Also at the meal, Jesus took a cup of wine and said, "This is my blood, poured out for you." He wanted his friends to remember him. Your next clue is where drinks are kept, in the fridge. Well, I think I know where the fridge is. It's over here. I guess I'll have to open the fridge to find a clue for this one. Oh, there it is. Stuck on the milk. After the meal, Jesus went into the garden to pray to God. It was a very peaceful place. Your next clue is somewhere peaceful to sit, maybe in the garden. Swinging chair looks quite peaceful.
Okay.
Oh, here's the clue. Right, what does this one say? Judas, one of Jesus' friends, had decided to betray Jesus. He identified Jesus when the guards arrived. He did this in return for money. Your next clue is by a money box.
Money box? Have you got a money box?
I don't think I've got a money box, but maybe it's my wallet.
Oh, it's somewhere you keep your money? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go
Let's
upstairs
go and
to
have a
find
look.
my wallet. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Right, here we are in my bedroom. So, here's my wallet, and oh look, there's a clue. Right, what does this one say? The guards took Jesus away and locked him in a prison cell. Your next clue is by a bunch of keys. Ooh. Here they are, and oh look, I can already see the clue. Here we go. What does this one say? Good Friday. This is the day that we remember when Jesus was taken to the cross. They've placed a crown of sharp thorns on his head to make fun of him. Your next clue is where the scissors are kept. Be careful because they're quite sharp. Maybe in this drawer here in the kitchen. Let's
Yeah.
have a look in here. Oh look, here's some scissors and here's the clue.
Pull it out then, Dill.
Jesus was nailed to the cross and died there. The sky went dark and the earth shook. Your next clue is by a light switch.
Okay, now which one
Oh, it's
could
not
it be?
this
No,
one.
not that one.
Oh, here's one and there's a clue.
Ah,
Right, okay, let's have a look at this one. The body of Jesus was wrapped up in cloth and laid inside a tomb. Your next clue is the place where you find clean clothes.
your clean clothes. Come on, let's go upstairs.
Oh, upstairs again.
Yeah.
Right. Let's look in my wardrobe. Oh, here's the clue. Right, what does this one say? On Easter Sunday, Mary Magdalene and her friend went to visit the tomb, but it was empty. Your next clue is inside the oven or the microwave. Right,
Come on then.
back downstairs again.
I'll go down first this time.
Okay. Mary was upset because she thought Jesus' body had been stolen. Angels appeared and asked her why she was crying. Your next clue is by some tissues. Right, well, the tissues are in the living room, so let's go there.
Oh, it's tiring me out, this is.
Oh, here we go. Here's the tissues. This one says, Jesus appeared to Mary and her friend and said that he was alive and to go and tell others that she had seen him. Hooray, Jesus is alive. Look just one more time in your bed. Right, back upstairs.
Upstairs again. We should have got your dad to do this.
back in my bedroom. So let's check my bed. Wow, it's an
Yay,
Easter
what
egg.
is it, Dill? Pick it up.
It's a cream egg Easter egg. Wow.
Yeah, any
Thank
good?
you. That's great.
Oh, so that's the end of our hunt today. Right, I hope you enjoyed that egg hunt. There'll be a chance a bit later for you to get on your feet and have a go. So how do we get on with our words from the letters in Easter eggs? Dylan, over to you.
Great.
Great. Yes.
Stagger.
Oh, well, that's a
That was a good one.
When I had to go, I got 13 words, but I didn't get stagger.
Rest.
Rest. I like that word.
Stage.
Stage.
Greets.
Greeks.
Egrets.
Egrets.
One of your favourite
I
birds.
like egrets.
egret, yeah.
I do like them.
Tease.
Teas. As in teas or
There you go.
tea. Well, let's put teas as well.
And C.
C-S-E-E
There you go.
and S-E-A. How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What else have we got? I got geese. So that's another bird, as well as the egret. We've got geese. And I got star. If I think of any more, we can pop them on later. Now, I did say it was going to be your chance to get on your feet and go and have a bit of a scavenger hunt. So if you get up, get your legs ready. Right. Now, you saw Dylan hunting around the house for things. Now it's your turn. So the first thing you've got to find is a plant or a green leaf. You've got 20 seconds to find the plant or a green leaf. Go. So on Palm Sunday, the crowd waved palm leaves and welcomed Jesus. So we're just going through a recap of the Easter story with these items. So I wonder who's going to get back with these items. Dylan's gone. Has he got something? Oh, here we go. Dylan's come back. He's got a green leaf. I hope you've all found something green or a plant. Now, the next thing, Maundy Thursday, you got to go and find some soap or hand wash. 20 seconds, off you go. Now, Maundy Thursday, Jesus surprised the disciples and washed their feet before the Last Supper. And also, Pontius Pilate washed his hands to say that he was not responsible for sending Jesus to his death. Have you got something, Dylan? We have. We've got some flamingo hand wash.
Flamingo.
Flamingo. We can all mingle with the flamingos. Let's go and put those away. Right. I hope you've got back with your item. Next thing to look for from the Last Supper is something to eat and something to drink. Off you go. Dylan's gone off. Now, in the Last Supper, on Maundy Thursday, Jesus shared bread and wine with his disciples, and he said, "Take and eat. This is my body." Now, churches offer bread and wine in a service of Holy Communion, where we can remember what Jesus did for us. What have you got? Oh, we've got some milk and some blue Stilton cheese. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Thank you. I wonder what things you found.
Very sophisticated with the Stilton. There.
Well, I'm meant to be on a diet, so I won't be eating that later. Right, what have we got next? I hope you've all got something for that. Next thing, in the Garden of Gethsemane, find something peaceful, or that gives you rest, or that helps you rest. 20 seconds again. Now, in this time, Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. And it was a really peaceful and still place. It was that peaceful, all his friends, the disciples, fell asleep. So maybe there'll be something that reminds us of sleep. What have we got here? Oh, thanks, Dill. We've got a really large Bible. So that's peaceful. There's a lot of things that isn't peaceful in there too, but that's a good way to get a bit of peace in your life. Right, the next thing. Now you need to find a coin or coins. Off you go. Now this part of the story, Judas was one of Jesus' disciples, and he betrayed Jesus to the religious leaders for 30 pieces of silver. So for those of you who are still waiting by the camera, that's the piece of the story that goes with the coin. Got anything, Dylan? Oh, you've got my purse. I've got to find my own coin then, have I? So I've got to find my own coin. Here we go. I'm really rich. Look, I've got 2 pence. That's not enough to sell for getting secrets, is it? 2 pence. Right, so what's next? We're still on Maundy Thursday. We're looking for a key or a bunch of keys. Off you go. Now, the guards came to arrest Jesus. He was taken from the courtroom early on Good Friday. He was dressed in a purple robe and made to wear a crown of thorns. So we got something, a bunch of keys like the ones the guards would have had. Thank you, Dylan. Now, the next item that you need, I hope you're not too tired out with all this running about. Something red for Good Friday. Now, Jesus died on a cross, and we use the symbol of the cross as a reminder of what he did for us. And when he was nailed to the cross, he bled on there. And that's why we're thinking of something red. Dylan's found his drinking cup that he uses when he goes on a run, and that's red. I wonder what things you've found that are red. Now we've got 2 more to find. Are you ready? The next thing is something made from cloth, something material. Off you go. Now for this part of the Easter story, when the tomb was found the next day, there was no body in the tomb. All that was there was the cloth that Jesus's body had been wrapped in. So this is why we're looking for some cloth. Have anybody got anything? Oh, we've got a towel. Well done, Dylan. You're getting out of breath now with all this. Well, we've got the last one now. Something with your name on it. Off you go. Now, when the ladies came to the tomb and found it empty, they started to cry. They were upset. Where's the body of Jesus gone? And then there was somebody in the garden who Mary Magdalene thought was the gardener, but he called her by name, said Mary, and she knew then that it was Jesus who called her by name. Something with your name on. Well, Dylan's found something from school that's got his name on there. Thanks, Dylan. Well done. So for the last part of this, when Easter Day came, the angel told Mary and Mary Magdalene that Jesus had risen. So they also called the ladies by their name. So I hope you had a bit of exercise with that. So we're going to move on now to our live crafts. So we're going to move on. If you've got the things that I told you in advance to bring, that's great. But if you haven't, don't worry, you can still join in. Now, we're not going to make the whole thing in real time because last time we did run out of time. So we're looking for something that like a container, like a pot or a yogurt pot or a can, something that you can make to put a plant, decorate and put a plant inside. So we've got 2 here and we've painted them. I've sprayed this one with a bit of spray paint. And this one, Dylan?
Yeah, this is a coffee cup, I think it was, and they put some blue paint on this one.
Yeah, so just some acrylic paint. But otherwise, you could use it with coloured paper sticking around there. So we just thought if we showed you the method, and then you could do it in your own time. So we've got lots of bits and pieces here. If you want to have a zoom in on these, we've got bits of ribbon of different widths that you might like to decorate, tie around your pot. Or we've got a smaller, I've got some embroidery thread here, or I've got some cotton. So the first thing that I'm going to do on my pot is put some ribbon around it. Do you want to put some ribbon around yours?
I think I will actually. Yeah. I think I'll. It's nice light pink ribbon.
Now this is another thing we've scavenged from the Easter egg. This is from Dylan's Dairy Milk Easter egg. This lovely purple ribbon.
Of course, I've already finished it. Even though it's massive, I'm not waiting around.
Expect nothing less still.
So I'm just going to tie that around the pot. And if it doesn't stay, you might like to just put a little bit of tape on the back. How's yours going?
I think I might.
We need some tape too.
Thank you.
There you go. Now we've also got some stickers and other little odds and ends that we found. I've got some table confetti or some stickers that have come in packs that we've not used for anything else. We've also got other things you could use, a drinking straw chopped up and some bottle tops, also, or a peg from the garden that you can then put any other things that you've found on there. I've, in advance, have made this from a piece of cotton, and it's little bells, the sort of things you might get on a chocolate Easter bunny, and also a little thing off a necklace, like an angel from the Easter story, from a necklace that broke. So I've separated them with pieces of straw, and now I'm going to put them around the pot. Are you going to stick your stickers and things onto them? Right.
I'm still too tired while I'm running around.
Well, it's a good job I didn't do it. So I'm going to try and put this up a little bit higher.
I've just put a little bee sticker on there.
Yeah, do you want to have a bit of a close-up?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, little bee sticker, pink ribbon, very nice. Oh, that's quite fiddly.
Is that fiddly?
Yeah, quite small. Be quite difficult to stick on, I think.
Right. We can always fiddle about this. Fiddle about with this at another time. It's not staying on, is it? There you go. When you do things live, it never quite goes how you think it's going to go. Right. Hopefully that will keep it.
Ooh. We've got some quite shocking PVA glue here. I don't know whether that's going to stay on.
Oh, I think you'll be okay. So that's let's move that a bit down like that. Now I've got some seeds that I'm going to plant in mine. We've got some soil or compost, and in there, after you've decorated your pot, you might like to keep it yourself or give it away to somebody as a present, and you can carry on decorating those things with lots more. You could put more of these things on, or your stickers, or you could tie more ribbons around. So I've got some sunflower seeds that I sent off from my breakfast cereal, and I've planted some of those the other day, and they've already started to grow my sunflower seeds. So when they're a bit bigger, I'll be replanting them, putting them in this pot, and I can give those away as gifts. Otherwise, my favourite flower here is something that's really Easter, really appropriate for Easter. It's called Love Lies Bleeding. And remember when we looked at the red of the cross, when Jesus was on the cross, and these look absolutely stunning when they grow. And it's called Love Lies Bleeding. So you could always plant something like that. Right, now we're going to our next activity. Don't worry, if you haven't got any of these things, you can still join in with this activity. So I'm going to move over now, back to the other room. Right, Now, this activity you don't need anything for. All you need is your eyes to be able to have a look at what's going to appear on the screen. So this, because our theme today is resurrection and new life, we've got some pictures of various things that are at the early stage in their life. And you've got to have a think what they're going to grow into. So if you can put in the comments what you think these things are going to grow into. Okay, so you should get the idea when you see the first one. Now, can we have the first picture on the screen? Now, what's that? If you know what it is, put that in the comments too. Now, what do you think this is going to grow into? I'm not going to spoil it too early. Can you see if anyone's put anything in the comments? No? Well, let's have a look. Are we going to reveal? Is it revealed? It's caterpillar. What are the comments, Sally? Moth. Oh,
Dylan's saying it's a moth.
okay. Well, let's have a look. Let's see what it does turn into. A butterfly. I'm not sure what that type is. Is that the one with the black spots?
It's a red admiral, maybe.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's have a look at our next thing. Now, what's this? Do you think it looks lovely? Do you think it looks Eastery? What do you think? It's a little baby chick. Now, what's this going to grow into? What do you think? Do you think it's going to grow into a lion? Or do you think it might grow into a great big crocodile? Any guesses? I'm sure if Lydia was watching this, she'd probably say it was going to grow into a calf. Okay, let's have a look. What's it going to grow into? A chicken. There we go. So it doesn't look very similar, but there we're after things that don't necessarily look the same as what we would expect. Now we're going on to our next one. Now this is something called spawn. Now what do you think this spawn is going to turn into? What's it look like? It feels like jelly, and it's got little black dots in the middle. Now, some of you might have seen this in a pond, or if you've been out to a park there. I know my parents have got some in their pond. Now, what do you think it is? Anyone guessing?
Yeah, we've had two guesses of frogs.
Oh, yeah. I think that's
and Julie's put, have to look away now as I'm phobic about what it goes
Oh
into.
dear, sorry about that. Well, look away then, because we're going to reveal that it is indeed a frog. It's a good job my friend Faith's not watching, because she's also got a phobia about frogs, so maybe it's more widespread than we think.
She's frogophobic.
Frogophobic, yeah. Now the next one, hopefully, Jane, you can look back at the screen now.
Julie.
Oh, Julie, sorry. You can look back at the screen now. Now, what's this? And what does it grow into? What do we think? Some of you might have these in your garden. We used to have some in our garden. Anybody guessed yet? Chris, anybody commented?
I'm just waiting. There's a bit of a delay on the comments coming through. Yeah, Jane says oak tree.
Well, let's have a look. Let's see what it turns into. It is an oak tree. We used to have a really large oak tree in our garden, and they get really, really big. I think it took about 30 or 40 years to get really, really huge, but you can get ones that are hundreds of years old. Now, the last one, let's have a look. What's this going to be? Now, what are these?
I think this is definitely the most difficult one.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to, I'm not after the exact type. You can just go for the genre. Is that the right word?
The broad
Broad, yes.
category. I
Yes,
don't know.
broad category. We'll go for that.
But special bonus points if you can get them. Oh, Jane's got it.
And you can eat these as well on your cereal. Or you might grow the thing inside you.
And Julie's got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got both Jane and Julie have said sunflowers.
Sunflowers. Let's have a look. Yes, they are lovely bright sunflowers. So hopefully we'll get some of those when our seeds have grown. So now we're going on to our third activity, craft. So this is things that you will need: your paper plate, if you've got one, and also some paper and a pen and some glue and scissors. So let me just put this here. We're going to make a paper plate too. So first of all, you get your paper plate and you fold it in half, like that. And then you cut it. And this is what's going to make the two pieces of your tomb. So you've got the piece outside and then you've got the piece at the back. So when we put these together, it'll make like a tomb cave. So we've got some here that we made earlier. We've cut in half and we have painted this grey. But you could colour this with your crayons or felts or paints. So this is going to form the outer part of the tomb. And then we're going to have, do you remember the part of the story with the angels? Well, I'm going to ask Chris if he can draw two angels to go on this tomb. Now, Chris is really good at drawing, so you might want to zoom in a bit to have a look at Chris drawing.
Well, I'm going to draw them quite simply. So here's our angel. Let's put him in a sort of robe. And we'll give him some wings like that. How's that look?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Now, if we go back to our tomb, I'm going to cut out a bit here, which is like the doorway of the tomb. So while Chris carries on drawing another angel, I'll start with this tomb. So that's the doorway of the tomb. So what we're going to do is cut out these angels and stick them inside, one inside and one on the outside. So if you could cut those angels out.
Of course I can.
Now we also need, if you've got another piece of paper, we're going to scrunch it all up. And this is going to be like the rock that covers the entrance to the tomb. So again, we've used another piece of our Easter egg wrapping for this. And that should just about cover the doorway of the tomb. Now, I think we've forgotten the glue, haven't we? To put these on. If you just follow Chris cutting that, I'll pop and get the glue.
Okay, so I'm just cutting out my second angel. So it's quite a simple angel I've drawn here. Just done a little smiley face, put a halo on him. And I've just drawn a sort of robe type outline there for his body and then just added the wings on. So
Okay.
there you go, there's your two angels.
So we're going to glue one of these angels inside because that's where the angel appeared to the ladies who came to the tomb.
So make sure you line him up right so you'll be able to see him through the door.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then the other one, we're going to have hovering outside, and I'm going to fold the wings so it looks like they're a bit three-dimensional.
Oh, good idea.
So that one's going to be waiting outside, and then we're going to put them together like that. Now, you could glue these together, or you could staple them. We're going to staple them today. And we've also got a symbol of a cross, because in the Easter story, that was where the body came from that went in the tomb. And I'm just going to poke that in the top. So we've got our green paper here to look like the garden. Can you put the lid on that?
Sorry, don't want it drying out. Sorry.
To look like the garden that the tomb was in. And I'm going to line that up there and put a stone behind it to prop it up. And then we've got our tomb stone there. And that can be rolled away to reveal the angel inside. Now, don't worry if you haven't finished. You can carry on doing that while we go on to our story. So the next part of our Messy Church live session is the story from Easter Sunday. So we've got a special news report which was live on Easter Sunday morning. So let's go and see what happened.
Good morning. You join us live this morning at the Garden Tomb just outside Jerusalem. This is the spot where the body of well-known radical religious leader Jesus was laid to rest on Friday, following his crucifixion that same day. The Roman governor Pontius Pilate, who previously seemed to openly support the work of Jesus, apparently changed his mind after protests from the masses forced him to rethink that decision. Just 1 week ago today, Jesus stunned crowds by arriving in Jerusalem riding on a donkey. This unusually low-key and unconventional entrance is typical of what we've come to expect in terms of the behaviour of Jesus, which has followed him over the last 3 years and caused controversy surrounding his opinions, teachings and work. An account by John, one of the closest friends of Jesus, describes the reasons why he became so unpopular with some. John wrote, "So, because Jesus was working on the Sabbath, the Jewish leaders began to persecute him. In his defense, Jesus said to them, 'My Father is always at work on this very day, and I too am working.' For this reason, they tried all the more to kill him. Not only was he breaking the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God." The words there of John. Jesus was arrested by the Roman authorities on Thursday evening and sentenced to death the very next day. The public were divided in their opinions of him. Some called for him to be whipped and were shouting verbal abuse and throwing projectiles. But others, who were amongst the followers of Jesus, watched in stunned silence as their teacher and leader was crucified and died. I'm joined today by Herontius, who was in the crowd during that crucifixion. Tell us about what happened.
Well, it was crowded, noisy. I did recognise quite a few people that had been in the crowd the previous Sunday, waving palm leaves and enthusiastically greeting Jesus. I did feel sorry for him because I thought he was a good bloke. I think he was very clever. He did a lot of good for all sorts of people and he had some good ideas. I saw him struggle up that hill, dragging that enormous cross. He really was exhausted. And I heard him say he was thirsty. And I thought I might help him, take him a drink of water. But I was worried that the officials might beat me and then the crowd would then attack me. So I just watched with everyone else until Jesus took his last breath on that cross. It was hours before sunset, but the sky turned really dark. The earth was shaking like an earthquake. It was like God was angry and sad.
Thank you, Herontius. Now, we've received some breaking news.
It seems we have an actual eyewitness as this news story takes an unexpected development. We have Mary Magdalene, who was one of the first to arrive at the tomb earlier today. Can you tell us something about what happened here earlier?
Oh, I'm still shaking. I just can't believe it.
I understand that this must have been a shock for you, and we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us this morning for this exclusive news story. Tell us what happened.
Well, me and my friends got up early. We gathered our spices and flowers and all the things that we would normally bring when we prepare a body for burial. When we arrived, the entrance stone had been rolled away and the tomb was empty. When we peered in, all we could see was cloths that had been around Jesus' body.
So what do you think had happened?
I double checked we got the right place. I pushed the stone door to see if it could have rolled by itself. No way. It was far too heavy. The body had just gone. I spoke to my friends and we thought that somebody must have been and taken it. We were confused, angry, upset, and we all started to cry. Then we looked in the tomb and there were two angels sitting at the places where Jesus' head and feet would have been. They asked us why we were crying, and I said that the body of our Lord Jesus had been taken. One of these angels then said, "He's not here, he has risen."
So what happened next?
Well, I turned and ran out of the tomb. I was still upset. I saw a man. I thought he was the gardener, and I went to speak to him, and he asked me why I was upset. So I told him about the empty tomb, and he said that he was Jesus. He told us to go and tell the others. So that's when I came back to tell everyone, and then I contacted your news channel.
So, as we join others who will no doubt be arriving at this place today, we are in a position to confirm the news that Jesus has risen from the dead. He is very much alive. Back to you in the studio.
So we're back in the studio. So some of your groups or clubs might not have met at all during the last year, and some may have changed quite dramatically or moved online. Either way, it's been the end of something as you used to know it and the start of a new way of doing things, and a great opportunity to do those things a bit differently. I wonder what things you might have been sad about and what things you might have been secretly pleased that you don't have to do anymore. Either way, it's time for a new start.
And now we're going to say a prayer. So let us pray.
For this prayer, I am using more of the Easter egg things from the box. I'm going to read this as Chris prays.
Heavenly Father, thank you for those who love us and care for us. Help us to remember that even when Jesus was scared and hurting on the cross, God loved him and had a plan. Help us to remember that God has a plan for us too, even when we might feel a bit lost. Be a shining light in our lives, Lord, and guide us onto the right path. Amen.
Amen. Now that brings us to the end of our session today. I've just got a few things to tell you about are coming up. So this week in our Messy Church Goes Cyber, in our online church, we have got some exclusive content for the people who are members of this online church group. And this is going to be 2 sessions looking at the family question time. Check out the adventure. And these are going to be on Zoom. Now, don't worry if you're not already in this group. There's still time to get involved and to join in. So if you would like to join this group and to take part in this family faith journey, can you contact me by messychurchcyber@gmail.com. Now, this is a time to get to know the new online congregation, help them to go on a journey and to learn a little bit more about Jesus. So the 2 sessions are going to be Monday the 12th of April at 2 o'clock and Thursday the 15th of April at 10:30 a.m. And at both of these sessions, we'll have one of the authors, Jane Ledbetter, and also Jane Butcher from BRF, and they will be joining us to help us along in this family faith journey. So if you haven't already joined that group, if you email me, I can send you a link to join the group, and then within that group there will be a Zoom link to join us next week. So we hope to see you at our next Messy Church, which is on Saturday the 8th of May. So until then, we're going to finish with a messy grace. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit
be with us all evermore. Amen.
Amen.